Are you roasting my videos?
This doesn't cut any of it.
Well, I already started recording, so lock in, boys. Today we're talking about Robert Downey Jr. being Doctor Doom.
RDJ.
Yes, being Doctor Doom. Boys, how are you feeling about that?
Fantastic idea.
Do you
I feel
actually
like it
think
spells
so?
Doom.
I legitimately think it is the best idea the MCU has made since... I almost swore.
Since Iron Man.
Yeah, since Iron Man 1.
Are you actually serious?
I am dead serious.
I need to hear your take on that then, because I completely disagree.
He's a fantastic actor.
That
He's
he
proved
is.
that he's capable of reviving a series, which Marvel was in the dumps. Iron Man 1 pulled it from the scrap heap. He's gonna do it again now that it's on a decline. I don't know. I think he's got it in the bag.
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
like,
like-
Steven, continue.
I feel like going into like the fifth phase of everything when it comes to Marvel, like a lot of people weren't as excited about it because like a lot of the characters like they loved and grew up watching were exiting the scene, and Iron Man was one of them. And I feel like although it might be weird, bringing him in as the actor of Doctor Doom, although I don't know very much about the character, leads to the point of where it brings people's attention back into it because it's another person they know and love that is proven to pull off a great role and go through all the ups and downs of his character. That could possibly be fantastic for that then.
I feel like it's not even just that, though. It's also that a lot of the characters and a lot of the things that they're introducing are not highly popularized. Like Doctor Doom, Fantastic Four, Avengers, Thanos. I don't know. I feel like those are all
Bigger
kind of
names.
like the bigger names of like the MCU and superheroes. But now they're at a point where it's kind of like uncharted territory with like the Eternals and the... we're past 30 seconds. I can say fucking.
Oh my god.
The fucking one werewolf MCU movie. I can't even remember what it's called, but that one was actually
Thunderbolts?
surprising. No,
I don't know. I'm just looking at like the phases, and Phase 5 shows like Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is like a decent one.
there was a
Guardians of the
werewolf one though.
Galaxy.
A movie?
Werewolf. Yeah, I think it was called Werewolf by Night. Me and oh god, that was fantastic. That was a great movie. But I don't know. Eternals, lackluster. They had a pretty good cast. It's just I don't know. It failed visually to me. It failed story wise to me, and the characters just seemed flat and one dimensional. Wasn't a fan. But I don't know. RDJ for like Doctor Doom, he's gonna kill that shit. He's already shown his acting skills. He has a very accomplished acting career. Having him go in as the Doctor fucking Doom, the next big bad for the MCU, it's gonna be huge.
So, to my understanding, Doctor Doom doesn't take off his mask, right?
I hope to God he doesn't take off his mask, which
Because
is
that
the
would
skill
make-
he's learned from Iron Man.
Well, that would make no I mean, that's my problem. It's like, if they ever even thought about taking off the mask in the movie, that would
It's
make
gone now, yeah.
no sense. Unless it was like, if they want to do like Iron Man from a different timeline, like doing all those timeline stuff.
That's what I'm thinking is how they're going to introduce it. Is it's a multiverse type deal. Because they've already introduced the multiverse to the MCU. So if they want to introduce Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, they can just make it an Iron Man that made different decisions. Plain and simple.
Yeah,
you know what I
but
mean?
isn't that, like,
It doesn't
take
have
the-
to be it doesn't have to be like the comic accuratist of Doctor Dooms. He doesn't have to be in control of Latveria. Doesn't have to be with the Fantastic Four. Any of that kind of shit. It could just, I don't know. I would
Well,
like
but-
it to be that way, but it could just be Iron Man that made different decisions.
Doesn't
I feel like they'll find a way to connect that because in the list of films it plans on releasing, it's got like the Fantastic Four movie that's supposed to release in 2025. So I feel like that's gonna be like a step towards that movie of like the Avengers Doomsday is supposed to be in like 2026, of like them laying some groundwork or some sort of connection with that towards that movie.
That's fair. Eh.
Doesn't it like take away Doctor Doom as a character? Like, it's not Doctor Doom at that point. It's just Iron Man. You know?
I feel like they're gonna find a way to make it completely separate, just because I feel like they wanted to have him back in the scene as a character again because they loved him so much as an actor. So I feel like it would be completely separate and have no connotation together. Besides people like putting the face to the name.
I mean, I think you're just not going to take off the mask.
I would prefer that they don't take off the mask, but going back to your point of it just being Iron Man, what's to say that it's different for any of the MCU characters? Because they don't all follow their comic book storylines to a T. You know, Spider-Man doesn't.
But
Hulk definitely doesn't. She-Hulk definitely doesn't. What's saying that any of them are different?
yeah, but that's just Iron Man. It's not even the character.
Well, I
You-
mean,
you
like when
don't-
it comes to TV, like they always change it to make it like TV friendly. It's like where people like get upset about shows being completely different. It's like people with like shows and movies like The Witcher. The Witcher people get upset because it's not totally accurate to like the book specifically, and then the game because it's like people have to adapt things to make it more entertaining to the basic viewer. And I feel like I feel like out of respect for the comics and like the roots they laid beforehand, they wouldn't do something like that where they tie it in and be like, "Oh, this is fucking Iron Man. He's somehow from a different dimension." Just to like give respect to what was laid before, but I feel like they will still try to stay at least somewhat generally close to the roots. Like I never read any of the comics or anything like that, so I don't know like how it works like Thanos' character from before and like Ultron and stuff. But I'm assuming they're probably close to like what they originally laid the groundwork for.
Well, I know Thanos in the comics was like he wanted to destroy half the universe, or life on half the universe to like impress,
Preserve the other
like,
half.
No, it's actually not his reason. It was to like impress.
It was to
Lady Death or whatever.
Yep, it was to impress Lady Death. That was his entire purpose of doing it.
So they changed that in the movies to make him, I think, the best written character in the MCU probably.
No, I feel like that's Groot. Sorry.
It could be Groot, but it's not.
Baby Groot.
What's wrong with Vin Diesel? What do you got against Vin
You
Diesel?
got Vin Diesel who played Baby Groot or Groot.
He doesn't like family.
Dude, fun
He doesn't like Fast and Furious.
fun trivia. Vin Diesel had a script that said exactly what Groot was saying, and he had to try and convey that by only saying Groot.
That's actually kind of sick.
I know.
That reminds me of the kind of acting 11, like Millie Bobby Brown did with 11. That's what that reminds me of. Going back to my point though, it's you can deviate from the character, and I actually want that to happen. Like if you're gonna adapt something, I don't think you should adapt it one for one. It's like what's the point then? But like,
What's the point of doing it then, if not for the fans of the comics? Because who's the main people that are going to be watching the MCU movies? It's the people that were diehard Marvel fans. It's the people that grew up watching and reading superhero action comic books, films, games, all that kind of shit. And then you're just gonna adapt it to the silver screen, and you're gonna leave out some of the most important plot points that these people grew up reading. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a disservice to the fans of the main people that paid attention to Marvel. You know what I mean?
I mean, I would argue that the core Marvel fans probably don't care about the movies. Like, they probably just already they probably have a strong opinion on them one way or another, and half of them probably hate the movies. Because that's how, like, hardcore fans get. Say with anime, they're like, "Oh, I hate the anime. I just read the manga, read the light novel." Like, they're very strongly opinionated, I found. So, like, I'm sure half of them don't watch the movies. And even then, I don't think it's Marvel Studios' like biggest target audience. Because, like, comic books, like Western comic books are like pretty niche, I'd say.
Dude, you trying to get into Disney Studios, target audience is fucked because their target audience for Star Wars isn't even Star Wars fans.
Yeah, it's just the general public for bigger consumption.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to make the most money as possible. Like,
You're
Yeah.
generalizing it all to make it like.
And they're
a bigger fan base.
ostracizing themselves from their only group of fans to the
Well,
point
they're all
that
diehard, exactly. I think that's the point
Yeah.
Alex is trying to make is like the diehard Marvel fans that like grew up a lot like reading the MCU like comics and stuff like the lore originally. That's not the target audience of like Disney and the producers of that because they want to try to like make huge box office sales, like make it, although they want to keep it close to like the original like roots of everything, they're still gonna like twist it to kind of make it like entertaining to everyone, which is, that's how movies work, that's how shows work. They gotta adapt it to like sort of make it more like public friendly.
Well, I think it's what like the multiverse thing comes to mind, is like they have to adapt that. Like I don't even think the multiverse is the best idea of a route to go down. Like they probably don't have any
It's more loopholes
anymore.
Just
But
loopholes
it's
content.
loophole. It's like there's just a lot that goes into like a multiverse, and like I don't. They have to make it very, very film audience friendly. I think what's been killing the MCU is like you have to keep up with literally every single movie or show to have any idea what's going on. It's like too interconnected. It's too much of a universe.
It used to be, it was just like movies. There'd be like 6 movies and a new Avengers movie would come out. It'd be like 4 or 5 movies, new Avengers movie would come out. But now they have it to where it's shows. The shows connect to the movies. They're all set in like different periods. It's all kind of like intertwined, which for people that want more, it makes sense because like they want to make it more like more content to be consumed, but also at the same time it's more money for them, but it's more content to be consumed to like make more stuff to watch for part of the Marvel. But I also feel like sometimes with the shows it makes it so it's like they don't have to release a full movie and they can just put out a show and like explain some stuff. But it all kind of is very interconnected.
Personally, that's the way that I am. I like more content. That's why I'm a big fan of One Piece. Love watching One Piece.
Here we go.
Love watching One Piece.
Weeb in the chat.
Absolutely. Like over 1,300 episodes. Fiance's complaining about some episodes being filler. I'm like, this is expanding the universe, you know? But then I watch some of these Marvel shows and it's just
6 episodes.
It's not even that. It's cheaply made. Like She-Hulk, I was incredibly disappointed. The story was bad. They did a disservice to the character of She-Hulk, in my opinion. And on top of that, what was going on with the CGI? I watched Jurassic Park when that shit came out. Top of the line graphics. It still holds up to today CGI wise. And then I'm looking at She-Hulk and it's like, it's laughable. It's not good.
Oh, it is entertaining that like within the last like 10 years alone 20 years, technology has increased like 5-fold to be able to do like more stuff with like actual graphics and videography stuff, and like be able like VFX to be able to do whatever you want, and everything's gotten like just so sadly made. Like when it came to Thor, I forgot like what was the name of the guy that like protects the bridge that like did like his son.
Heimdall's kid. I was about to mention that, Steve. I'm so
happy. And they had like the little like hologram
that.
of his face, and it looked like a 5-year-old made it on like fucking Premiere Pro.
What?
They had to patch it after the fact on Disney Plus. It was so bad.
Well, it's because they don't have time to make anything because they make too many movies and shows, and they just
don't care as much.
They literally abuse their VFX like artists. Like it's terrible.
I think it's just
terrible.
part of they don't care anymore, and they're trying to put out as much stuff as possible to make as much money as possible, and just kind of gets lazy.
It's the same way I am with games. It's like, take your time, make a good, well-polished, finished product. I won't be upset. But they just don't do that anymore. Even with game, I don't know, anything.
Well, that's like within like the next couple like months we'll talk about the Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's like if they would have taken like one thing I always appreciated about Battlefield was although like Battlefield would take 4 to 5 years to release a game, it was worth it. It was generally good. Like even if I didn't like the time periods of games, it was generally worth it up until Battlefield 2042. And then same thing when it came to Halo. Like besides the Halo story falling off, and it's becoming like people don't love it as much. Like the game itself was enjoyable up until Halo 5 when they would release games every 4 years. And then you have Call of Duty pushing to like they need to put out a game every single year to make more money. That they would have just waited like 2 years in between cycles. I don't think people would get bored if they kept like putting stuff into it. It'd be interesting enough. They'd get time to work on the next game, get the studios developed more, everything would be more prepared. And like Alex said the other day, like having to like buy games that are like incomplete and like not able to function. Exactly what Call of Duty has been like the last like 3 years, just a disappointment. Dude. Like when it comes to like Call of Duty competitive, like they put out ranked like 3 months into the game, and then if at that point ranked or competitive is already like 4 more months until it's over.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. When we were younger and playing games, I used to be content when they would drop a DLC a year after the game came out. I would be like, oh my god, These maps are amazing. The new content's amazing. I'm so happy, and we would continue to play that shit. You know what I mean? And now it's like you said, it's just a rush to release it every single year. It's recycled content. It's nothing new, nothing groundbreaking, and it's boring overall. I don't know.
I mean, they want to. Call of Duty specifically wants to stay in the zeitgeist of the community. Like they want.
That was a big word, buddy.
I don't think I used that properly.
Probably not.
Maybe I did. I don't know. They want to stay in the limelight. I should
These
say.
English majors.
English
Can't figure out
major.
these
Yeah.
Majors. I'm sick. Screw you.
Anyway, Call of Duty wants to stay in the limelight. I can't even think now.
Get distracted.
We derailed you, brother.
Yeah, they want to. Oh, it's like YouTubers have like sponsored videos.
Yes.
Do you skip those?
Yes.
Pretty much.
But do you know the game Raid Shadow Legends?
Yeah, like 80% of YouTubers have done sponsorships
Yes.
with it.
Yeah.
But you
They do it
skip
because
them. You skip those ads, but you still
they're
know
still
the
always
game
there.
very well.
Yeah.
Because that first second of the ad before you skip it, it's already in your brain.
Yeah, it's all it takes to like you remember it.
Exactly. Call of Duty's kind of like that, where it's like it's always on your brain because it comes out every year. Even if you don't buy the one game, maybe you'll play Warzone or something
You
else.
don't take enough
that.
time to forget about it and move on to a different game. Because
Yeah,
you just always
exactly.
have a new one.
It's in the zeitgeist, the public zeitgeist.
Still gonna expect you to be saying that wrong.
Who cares? It's always on your mind. So that's the
What does
comparison
Zeitgeist
I
have?
make.
Why does it say Zeitgeist MCU?
I don't know.
Zeitgeist is a mutant member of the X-Force. His mutant ability allows him
Steven, don't. Oh my god.
spitting up acidic bile.
Oh, I forgot that he was actually in the MCU.
Alex is Loki and MCU diehard, and that's why
Dude,
he's
he
excited
is.
about
I'm not. I used to be. But and then Avengers Endgame came out and it just ruined everything.
it. God, here we go again.
It's just a bad movie.
You're not wrong. Endgame kind of was the beginning and the end for me.
It's just not a good movie.
It wasn't as quality as Infinity War by far.
Infinity War is like one of their best, and then Endgame just sucks.
Yeah.
Zeitgeist, the defining spirit or mood of a particular period of history as shown by the ideas and beliefs at the time.
Yeah.
just looked that up, Steve.
So it makes. I think I used it properly.
I don't think so, but we'll continue on anyways.
No, well,
English majors, what are their value in this country?
Nothing.
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 I guess so.
Teaching English class.
The Zamokia has spoken. I think when it comes back to it, like it's kind of like you're right. Like they kind of want to just keep their name in like the public eye, where they just keep putting out so many shows and like movies to where you can't stop watching it. It's like there was a point where like I realized I'm like before like the Hawkeye stuff even got released, I didn't watch it for like 2 years because I forgot about it. But I'm like, oh, like all these other shows keep getting released. It's like Star Wars with the Acolyte show and like the Rebels shows. Like stuff that people never would have expected to see, but it's like kind of stuff for them just to put out until they like continue making more movies and stuff like that.
Well, Star Wars sucks. So.
Damn. Hard take on that, huh, brother?
Listen, I'll say this.
Next episode.
This episode, we're veering off because I have.
Well, yeah, so I'm saying Star Wars could be a whole other episode.
Yeah. Well,
Talk about Alex's hate for it. We'll
I'm
I-
big in Star Wars.
bring
You know, I
Colleen
can make
on
that
and Zach
another one.
on.
why?
We'll have a whole Star Wars video argument.
Well, here's my take, real quick. I appreciate the original trilogy for its set design and cinematography. It's amazing. It's not 2001: A Space Odyssey amazing, but it's still amazing.
Oh my god.
The
This guy.
story fucking sucks ass.
Oh, you're such a bitch.
It's literally the stereotypical hero's journey, and there's no deviation from it. Which
What is
get.
wrong with that? It's
There's
class.
nothing inherently wrong with it, but it's boring to me. To me.
It's not near Automata. So
It's not near
doesn't matter.
Automata. It's not. It
It doesn't matter to the culture of the
it
world.
pales in comparison to Nier Automata. a game that answers Nietzschean philosophy.
Alex needs a good Japanese game producer to show some fucking toes, you know? That's what he needs in his game.
I don't think that's what I need. I just need a good story.
Listen, brother.
Not lore. We had this conversation the other day. I don't need lore. I need a story. There's a difference.
You ever read The Cat in the Hat? Pretty good story.
I actually haven't. I've seen the movie.
You've never read
Wow.
that?
You know what? Hot take. I think the story's probably better than Star Wars.
Of what?
Cat in the Hat versus the Star Wars movies.
Alex, actually shut up.
I'm not kidding.
Actually shut your mouth.
I mean,
Right.
the prequels have
That is
pretty,
insane.
The prequels have a pretty decent story of like Anakin, which I used to like the prequels more in like the original trilogy, but like now I just like the original trilogy for its, like I said, set design, cinematography, all that. But like,
I mean,
what?
growing up, I barely watched any of the Star Wars movies. Like, I'd watch them if they're on TV with my parents. I literally only like played the Lego Star Wars games. That was the only love I really had for it.
Oh, those games are
Playing Lego
Really?
Star Wars all the time.
Dude, I was just always into Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars is a fantastic game. Both of them. Both the original ones.
And I'll be waiting for Battlefront 3 to come out to revive my love, you know? RIP.
You know, I need that original Battlefront 3 that they had like 80% done. I need that released.
Just have them drop it would probably still be more complete than a Call of Duty game.
I don't doubt it. Although Cody here supports Cyberpunk 2077, so
Maybe should have got a better console instead of a Xbox One.
okay.
Cheapo.
I'm literally on a PC right now.
You say that like it has better specs than a laptop.
It doesn't, but
What doesn't?
His PC.
I can't even run Hellblade 2 on my PC.
Get out of here. Tell me that's a joke.
I tried streaming it, and then it literally ran like a frame per second. It was terrible.
Well, streaming also strains it a lot.
Exactly. So that's
Terrible.
probably why. But like, I haven't tried it since, so I'm still worried.
Given there's like a thing that like the fact that like big streamers and stuff like that use two completely separate PCs to stream and like make content and stuff is like crazy to me.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You didn't
They
know
use like
that?
a whole separate computer to like stream with. They like connect it to their PC. There's like a whole different thing where it's like hooked up with like extra cables for like the video and like the audio to transfer over, and they stream off a separate PC so it doesn't like strain it or ruin it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
surprised you didn't know that.
The one,
I did not know that at
the
all.
one streamer we used to have, Alpharuz and Shady Kings used to have it because you remember like it broke, like his audio thing broke, so he like couldn't stream for the longest time, and it's like so expensive for like every part of it, I think. But even then, you have to have like two functional PCs with like good graphics cards and everything like that to like run everything correctly. Yeah. Alex will be there one day. Or sorry, Asako will be there one day.
It's Asuka.
Dude, my boss, he needed a PC to be able to run the cameras.
Mhm.
And I had to go into his office the other day to review the camera footage. I looked at his PC. It was a fucking 4080 Ti graphics card.
That's probably all out of the
I couldn't
business's
believe it.
pockets.
I couldn't believe it.
They would probably think it's worth the money, so of course he'd spend it on that. Why not?
It's like, dude, I gotta finesse him. I gotta be like, hey, you know, I'll trade you mine. You don't need this.
It's a lot better. This is a 1080 Ti. It's actually
Yeah.
the lower number is better. It's like golf.
It's exactly like golf. 1080, that's top of the line, buddy.
4080 is kind of depressing. Honestly. Like, I don't know how you're running these cameras right now, sir. Quits the next day.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, getting back to it, I feel like when it comes to like the Marvel universe and stuff like that, it's kind of all kind of, yeah, like you said, like kind of shoving it down your throat to like make it so you don't forget about it, but also at the same time, it's all about the money.
Well,
We got away from the soul of this, though.
Oh, yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.'s skill and his ability to pull off anything. That man's got it. I have no doubt in my
he
mind.
is one of my favorite actors. I give you that.
I did just
He's
watch the Judge
fantastic.
movie the other month, and that was actually
He's
pretty good.
fantastic.
He's no Adam
Any-
Sandler, but
Anything I have seen Robert Downey Jr. in, he has killed it.
he is no Adam Sandler, but he's good.
Tropic Thunder.
fantastic.
I actually love Tropic Thunder. It's a
I've
great
never actually watched it.
It's a great
Dude,
commentary.
it's funny. It's a funny movie.
It's amazing.
Could not be made by today's standards, but it was a funny movie.
I think it could. It's a commentary.
I don't know. I feel like I've heard like some of the jokes in there, and I feel like they're kind of like they'd be very controversial today.
Yeah.
It was made in
Yeah.
2008.
Yeah,
That's
things
a
have changed
lifetime ago, brother.
Things have changed within the last 5 years. People are getting canceled for things they said like 6 years ago. That was 16 years ago.
Yeah.
You couldn't say half the shit you said in The Hangover, and that was like 2010.
I've never seen The Hangover.
Good movie. There's a drug dealing monkey in
I've
one of
seen
them.
part
Perfect.
3.
I think that was a drug dealing. No, monkey was number 2. I think. Great movie. But either way, it's a very different time when it comes to like content and what's okay to say. But I haven't really seen a ton of RDJ stuff outside of like the Marvel Universe, but I have heard great things.
Like I said, he's no Adam Sandler, but he's good.
I feel like it's like kind of like it's. I was like looking up movies that had like actors where they play like multiple roles, and then I don't really know any of the other movies they pop up with, besides like Split when they had like James McAvoy playing
We
like
don't
all
talk
the different
about that
roles.
movie. The movie's fucking terrible.
What?
Don't. What? Don't.
I think you're pregnant now. I just love the little kid character where he kisses the girl and he goes, "I think you're pregnant now."
That movie literally set mental health awareness back like 25. Okay, that's not true, but it set it back. Like that movie was fucking horrible.
What? I'm sorry, I missed that. What movie?
Split.
What?
I've never seen that.
It's fucking terrible. The way.
Question for you.
What?
Have you watched? I haven't yet, and I want to because the trailer looked good. Have you watched Peanut Butter Falcon with Shia LaBeouf?
No, it's an indie movie, right?
I believe so. All I know is that it's got some camp counselor vibes with a young man with Down syndrome, and it looks like a great movie.
Yeah,
I saw like something pop up about it. I haven't seen anything about it past.
To go off of that topic, I just scrolled across Instagram and it says Robert Downey Jr. cast as MCU's Doctor Doom. New mask, same task. See, he's ready.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
He
Yeah.
he knows the
I actually
assignment,
just
brother.
looked it up before when you guys disappeared to like try to like learn more about it.
He knows the assignment.
I mean, like I said, he's not Adam Sandler. But if I expected to get a lot more flack for saying he's no Adam Sandler, and neither of you gave me flack for that. I appreciate.
No, I mean I think Adam Sandler is a good actor. Like he like makes. I mean he's better. He produces like entertaining movies. Like everything he's in is generally ends up being entertaining.
Have
So I
you
feel like it's
seen
kind of like
Uncut Gems, Steven?
I haven't.
I
That's the
actually
one
haven't
where-
seen that one either.
That
I
is
heard
the
about
movie for me personally that showed off Adam Sandler's skills and showed that he can be like an actor, you
See,
know,
that's
like
the-
he's not just like a funny guy. Uncut Gems, it showed that he's got the range. He
See,
can
that's
do
the
it.
thing.
He produces all those other movies that make him entertaining and make it fun. Like he does those. Like that's his choice to be like that. So I feel like I'll watch that just to see like what his range is with that.
No. That's the
Just
thing.
to see.
That's the thing. Adam Sandler, he already portrayed that range in a lot of other movies, but but many people haven't seen them.
What are those movies?
Punch Drunk Love is one of the greatest movies ever made.
Never even heard of it.
Exactly.
100
Right.
First Dates.
That was a good
It's
movie.
50 First Dates. And no, that is not what I'm talking
Same thing.
about.
I know what he's talking about.
Click.
Click's actually
Oh,
surprisingly
I just
profound.
watched that like a couple months ago. That was great.
Surprisingly profound as a movie.
You've only watched that a couple months ago, Steve?
Yeah,
That is crazy.
I'm kind of
Like-
behind. I've never seen like Forrest Gump and other movies like that. If I
Forrest
don't
Gump.
if I don't see it available somewhere, I don't really think about watching it. Like I'll never go out of my way to pay to watch a movie that's like 6 or 10 years old.
No, I understand that. I kind of have that same. Yeah, I get it.
But hey, my movie that showed his acting range was clearly Grown Ups.
Grown Ups is a
Grown
great
Ups
movie.
2? Huh.
Grown Ups is a great movie, but Punch Drunk Love, Spanglish, Reign Over Me. Adam Sandler is very, very good at, like, he has that manic energy that he does in his comedy, But when he transfers that in like dramatic acting, like in Punch Drunk Love, it's on a whole nother level. It's phenomenal. It's
I just got to be
absolutely
honest.
phenomenal.
I feel like it's weird that he always casts a famous, conventionally attractive Hollywood actress as his wife in the movies that he's in, but never his own wife. Although he does give her a role in some of the movies,
No, it's like
just
every
not
single
as
one.
his wife.
Well, they probably don't want to show it as like nepotism.
I don't.
She plays like a prominent role in like some of the movies he's in.
Isn't it weird that he always gives his character just this like bombshell Hollywood wife though? Like, isn't that weird?
Well, he
I don't know.
understands it's not a commentary on our culture, but like he understands that like that's what sells. Not to say it's necessarily a good thing, but like that's Hollywood, you know. Hollywood is a very sexualized place.
Plus, and I love that he always puts his friends on. Puts all his friends in his movies.
He does.
He literally does just have fun with his friends in those movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he also like Grown Ups. I love the movie. Very much
movie.
sexualizes women though. Even the old granny.
Great movie.
It's amazing. Maze.
That's a great movie.
Someone kill that damn turkey.
You know
Great
quotes from the movie? I don't even know quotes from the movie.
Yeah. But I will say, like, overall, I feel like bringing RDJ into the franchise again, as long as they don't find some way to like intertwine that with the Iron Man saga, I will enjoy having him back in it. Clearly, they're leaving the Iron Man role open for Adam Sandler to be like Iron Man from another dimension, so that's what they're waiting to do.
God.
That's
think
actually
Adam
going to get
Sandler
announced
would
in a
do
couple months.
Great job.
Yeah.
On a real note, I don't doubt that they're going to have a moment where I don't doubt there's going to be some point before he's disfigured Doctor Doom or some shit that Spider-Man's going to see his face and he's going to be like, Mr. Stark? And it's going to be a whole moment. I don't doubt it.
So good.
Because that's like I don't know, that's a golden moment for them to take Tom
But
Holland
that
and
makes no sense. Like, he's my
Why does it not make
doppelganger.
sense?
Like, why would they look the same?
That was my cousin Antonio.
Cody,
Alex.
if you literally make it a different Iron Man from a different universe, that is so stupid.
But the thing is, they've introduced the multiverse through multiple films and multiple TV series. They've established it as a thing. There's no way they're just gonna up and abandon it.
I'm not saying they're going to up and abandon it, but it's not Doctor Doom then, like I said.
Why is it not
Iron
Doctor
Man.
Doom?
Because I don't even know his real name. Doctor Doom is a established character.
I think it's Richard Von Doom.
I think it is Richard Von Doom. I understand deviating from the source material. I am a fan of that. But making him a different kind of Iron Man, a different kind of Tony Stark, that's not the character. There'd be 0 point to that.
Why?
Why what?
Why would there be 0 point to it?
Because it'd be stupid. It's not. If you're gonna introduce a character, introduce a character. Like, it wouldn't be the same character. It'd be Tony Stark.
So
not
are
Richard
you
Von
inferring
Doom.
are you inferring that you would not be a different person had you not made different choices?
You want to get into this conversation right here, right now? I can open this can of worms right here, right now.
Oh god.
All right, well, you guys open this can. I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Cody.
I've already had my can, brother.
All right, we'll open this can of worms.
My can is empty.
Free will does not exist. Right?
What do you mean?
Every single decision you make, is based on external factors, right? Cody? Every single decision you make is based on external factors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, free will is defined by a lot of people is having the ability to make decisions aside from external factors.
Yes.
That literally, you are built up in a society based on, let's say, your parents, your guardians, your family, those around you, your environment, whatever. Those are what molds you into being a person. Correct?
I know where you're going with this, but then why do some people choose to do different than what would make sense for their environment and their history to have chosen for them?
Because it's like
They choose a different path.
Yes, because it's basically incalculable how many different external factors go into that, right?
Alex, pick up your cup. Pick up your cup in front of you and put it back down.
I refuse.
You refuse? Exactly. You had the personal choice to have picked that mug up or put it back down. You didn't have to, or you could. It's whatever decision you chose.
Well, leading into this, we had a conversation the other day.
People can choose to change.
Frank brought up the conversation of there's a situation where you have to say like how you feel about the situation, either fully morally positive or negative. A robber breaks into an old lady's house. The lady's unconscious on the floor. He breaks in, steals everything, robs the house, and then leaves. There was apparently a gas leak in the house. That old lady would have died had the robber not broken in and broken the window. But because of that, she lives. But he still robs the house. Is that morally correct or morally incorrect?
Steven, that is the dumbest question I've ever heard in my life.
I guess that's what he said. But then that led to us talking about like, what do you feel about that?
It's morally incorrect with unexpected repercussions.
Yeah, what? Exactly. It's not.
So would you feel like the overall arching thing would be negative then? This lady's life was saved by it, but because her house was robbed, like she would have died without that. Do you still feel like that's overly?
I mean, if you
negative?
go by like, I forgot the exact term for it, but it's like.
My thing is, you're trying to dumb it down when it's not a black and white sort of issue.
Well, exactly. That's exactly how I felt. I felt like it was a negative thing that like he broke into the house and robbed her because that's morally incorrect and that's negative. But I felt like the overall positive thing was the whole point was that it was saving a life, and that was more positive than like losing those items. But, like, although it was completely negative that the life being saved and her not dying was more of a positive thing.
Crazy tie-in. It's the same thing as there's multiple stories of people that worked in the World Trade Center that weren't at work because of some crazy fucking reason, whether it be a flight delay or they got sick or they missed their bus, some shit like that. It's the same kind of scenario you're talking about. It's an unexpected side effect.
Yeah.
So I feel like that.
No, the whole point was just to see like how you overall felt about the equation. Like if it was like
it's not the intention, you know. It's unexpected.
The intention was completely negative. Like the goal was to completely rob this person, be completely negative. Like clearly, of course, that person should still get prosecuted if there's a way to catch them.
Yeah.
And they kind of led into the conversation talking about like people that have like life in prison and talking about like whether to let them live out life sentences or have them executed. And that turned into a whole conversation whether like, because we like looked up the numbers and I think it was about $42,000 a year to keep an inmate alive on like a yearly salary basically. So we started talking about that with people that have like life sentences, and some people voice that they think they should be executed right away. And I brought up the part of the topic talking about the fact of like there's been people that have been put away for crimes and are like 17 years later are proven innocent. But at the same time, it's like valuing that of like, okay, the value of the life versus like what is it worth keeping them alive anymore after that.
You ever watched the movie The Condemned with Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No,
yes.
Sure, he's a great actor though.
Yeah, dude, it is. It's basically a movie where they put death row criminals on an island and they have them fight to the death. Do it. All right, I think we continue this next week, boys.
What are we at?
41 minutes.
Yeah, I
I
think
think that's pretty good. I mean, I feel like we can
Yeah.
wrap it up, Alex, if you want to find somebody.
I got work at 7 a.m., so I should probably get to bed, boys.
All right,
Yeah, we
don't
don't
leave yet. Let's
Well,
conclude.
Alex just lets us finish it off and wrap it up.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up. Yeah, that's all I got.
Great effort.
Great
Great
wrap up.
effort. Yeah, this is award-winning YouTube artist right here.
Yeah, we're gonna continue next week.
Go to GamerSups and support Smitty.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know who Smitty is. but-
Subscribe to our Acquaintance Circle OnlyFans, and make sure.
That better not
Make
get
sure-
flagged. Thank you everyone for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Give it a like. This is our
Oh,
first
shit.
podcast back in like 2 years, so we're gonna keep
Surely
doing
edited
it. We're gonna
poorly.
get better at it. Yeah. So
We'll have a better editor next time, so it'll
I'm
definitely
gonna
look better.
edit this one.
Someone we pay. I don't know.
Oh, I'm getting paid? Let's go!
All right. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next time.